Hello friends and welcome back to our channel Science and Vocabulary. So today's words have been taken from the Indian Express of 10th March 2022 article Russia bombs children's hospital in Ukraine. So let's start as usual with the words I am explaining with the side-by-side explanation of this article as well. Russian airstrike devastated a hospital on Wednesday in the besieged city of Mariupol and it wounded at least 17 people. Let's discuss the words we are seeing across this sentence. The first word we see is airstrike. What is an airstrike? It is nothing but an air attack by your enemy country when the troops and all the military people are coming by sitting in the aircrafts and the jet planes and they are throwing the bombs, missiles all the way down to your country. The second word we see is devastated. Its original form is devastate and its part of speech is an adjective and its spellings are DEVASTATE. Its meaning is to completely destroy something. The second word we see is besiege. Its part of speech is a verb and its spellings are BESIEGE. Its meaning is to surround a particular area with soldiers and armies so that no one can go out of that area or no one can enter that area. So this is making sense now that a hospital was destroyed by the Russian airstrike on Wednesday and it wounded at least 17 people. Let's move forward. The Ukrainian officials and the government are saying that between all the warnings we are getting from the West, this invasion is about to take a more brutal turn. The word we see here is brutal. It means a really violent turn, something that is without feelings, and it is really shocking and really bad. The police and soldiers rushed to the scene to evacuate all the victims which were down there. Let's move forward. The President Volodymyr Zelensky, who is the President of Ukraine, wrote on Twitter that there are people and children under the wreckage of the hospital. We see the word here, wreckage. What is wreckage? Its part of speech is a noun and its spellings are WRECKAGE. It is basically debris, the leftover pieces, the bricks and the cements which we all get after a building collapses. The authorities are saying that they were trying to establish how many people had been killed or wounded, but they are not getting the exact number of it, but they are still trying. Let's try to make sense out of this paragraph. The president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, is writing on Twitter that there were people and children who were under the wreckage or the debris of the hospital suffering down there, and they are calling this strike an atrocity. We see the word here, atrocity. Its part of speech is a noun and its spellings are ATROCITE. Its meaning is a really cruel and violent act. So they are describing this airstrike as a really violent and cruel attack. The authorities are still saying that they were trying to find out that how many people were killed or wounded. Let's move forward. A video was shared by Zelensky showing all the cheerfully and colorfully painted hallways, but these are not painted anymore. These are just covered in black ashes. And these were strewn with twisted metal and room after room was blown out with windows and all the equipment out there was damaged. The floors were also covered in all the debris and the wreckage. The word we see here is strewn. Well, the original form is strew and its part of speech is a verb and its spelling are STREW. Its meaning is to scatter something or to just spread the pieces of something that is damaged. It means that all the damaged metal pieces, all the damaged pieces of that building, the debris and the cement was spread down all way the hallways, and everywhere if you see there was debris and all these cement pieces and the broken bricks. Let's move forward. If you go outside the hospital, there were mangled cars which were burned, and there was a video which was provided by the Mariupol City Council. Here we see a word mangled. Well, its original form is mangle, and here in this article it has been used in its past tense form, mangled. The word is mangle and its part of speech is a verb. Its spellings are MANGLE. Its meaning is to twist a metal in such a way that it is no more in its original form. It means that all the cars and the ambulances which were present out there on the hospital, they were not in their original form. They were burned down and all the metal was twisted in a really zigzag way that you can't just get out that what it was. It's no more in its original form and the whole hospital is destroyed in order to say in brief. The council is saying that the damage was colossal. We see the word here as colossal, and its part of speech is an adjective. Its spellings are COLOSSAL. Its meaning is really large and great in amount. So what they are trying to say is that this damage and the destroying of this hospital was really large and colossal. Let's move forward. There are more things which are depraving than just targeting all the vulnerable people. We are seeing here two words, vulnerable and depraved. First, you will see the word vulnerable. Its part of speech is an adjective and its spellings are VULNERABLE. Its meaning is if you say that someone is vulnerable, there is a higher possibility that they can be killed or attacked. Means there is no security or they are not secured from any side. And the second word we see is depraved. Well, this word has been again used in its past tense form depraved and its original form is deprave. Deprave spellings are DEPRAVE and its part of speech is an adjective. It means something that is morally corrupt or something that is wrong and it is not according going to its principles. Now let's make some sense out of this sentence. They are saying that there were also many things which were morally wrong and were morally corrupted only than just targeting the vulnerable people without any help, and they were even exposed to a higher and greater possibility that they can get killed or attacked in this whole war. Boris Johnson, for those who don't know who Boris Johnson is, he is the Prime Minister of the country Britain. He tweeted on Twitter that the Russian President Vladimir Putin would be held to account for his terrible and horrific crimes. Well, he should be held account and also should be punished for all of this he is doing. It's nothing small. Like, you are destroying a whole country and a millions of families. You never know what's happening in there until you go and just suffer. Let's move forward. The authorities were announcing new ceasefires on Wednesday to allow thousands of civilians and residents to escape the city around Kyiv and the southern cities of Mariupol, Enerhodar, Volnokhava, and Izyumin in the east and Sumy in the northeast. The word we see here is ceasefire. Its part of speech is a noun and its spellings are SEASEFIRE. It means to halt or stop a fight so that they can allow the work or discussions to go in peace. Let's make some sense out of this paragraph as well, that all the governments and authorities are trying to say that there were new ceasefires which were announced on Wednesday, which is going to help evacuate all the residents and people out of the countries which are stuck with war and they are just suffering there. Let's move forward. There were many attempts to establish safe evacuation corridors, largely which just failed because of what the Ukrainians are saying were the Russian attacks. This means that there have been many attempts to establish safe evacuation corridors, but they are largely failing because the Ukrainian officials and the government is saying that the Russia side or the Russian troops are attacking again and again and they are making this safe evacuation corridor fail. Let's move forward. But Putin is telling in a telephone call with Germany that they are accusing Ukraine and its military forces for hampering the evacuations. Here we see a word hampering. What is hampering? Its part of speech is a verb and its original form is hamper, but it has been used in its continuous form hampering. The word is hamper and its part of speech is a verb and its spellings are HAMPER. Its meaning is if you hamper something, you are stopping that particular thing or an action from taking place. Well, this is not fair at all. Means Putin is talking to Germany on a telephone call and he, means the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, is accusing Ukraine, its president and all the military forces for hampering and stopping the evacuations. Wow. Let's move forward. It was still not immediately clear whether anyone was able to leave any of the cities on Wednesday, but they are hearing explosions in the capital and there were also air raid sirens which were just sounding repeatedly. It means that it is still not clear that if anyone was able to leave the cities on Wednesday, but they were hearing many explosions and many of the air sirens which were just beeping all around, just to warn the people that the Russian forces are going to bomb them and were going to just throw all the missiles down in there. Let's move forward, and from there the evacuees are planning to board the trains to go towards the western Ukrainian regions which are not under attack and are safer. With the sporadic gunfire echoing with the sporadic gunfire which was echoing behind them, the firefighters are dragging an elderly man to safety in a wheelbarrow. We see two words here: wheelbarrow and sporadic. First, let's go with sporadic. What is sporadic? Its part of speech is an adjective and its spellings are sporadic. If you are saying that something is sporadic, it is not continuous and it is really irregular. And the second word we see is wheelbarrow. What is a wheelbarrow? Well, I must say that it is an equipment that is basically used in planting and gardening, and its part of speech is a noun and its spellings are WHEELBARROW. It is a type of small vehicle, or you can say an equipment with two handles behind it and one wheel in front of it, and it is having some metal type of space which is built in a square small type of room, so that you can place the what do we say, you can place the plants and all the flowers in there if you want to carry them. But since it is a wartime, you do not have to be specific with what you are carrying in and with whom are you trying to evacuate all the people. You just need to do everything real quick. So they are saying that they still listen the gunfires which were echoing behind them, but the firefighters were trying to drag an elderly person in the wheelbarrow safely out from there. A child was holding the hand of a helping soldier going down there for its own safety, and a woman inched her way down, cradling a fluffy cat inside her winter coat. We are seeing two words here again: inch and cradling. First, let's go with the word inch. Its part of speech is a verb and its spellings are INCH. Its meaning is to walk down slowly and carefully. And the second word we see is cradling. Its part of speech is a verb and its original form is cradle, but this word has been used in its continuous form in this article. The word is cradle and its part of speech is CRADLE. Its meaning is to hold someone or somebody gently. Well, this makes sense now that a woman was trying to make her way down carefully while holding her fluffy cat gently under her, or you can say beneath her winter coat. They trudged past a crashed van with the words "Are Ukraine" which was written in the dust which was coating all the windows. We see a word here, trudged. Its part of speech is a verb and its original form is trudge, but this has been used in its past tense, trudge. The word is trudge and its part of speech is a verb and its spellings are TRUDGE. Its meaning is to get away from someone or to walk down slowly with some efforts over something that is really uneven and unstable. Let's move forward. A member of Ukrainian's territorial defense forces is saying that even there are ceasefires right now, it is of no use because there is still a high risk of missiles and bombs falling at any moment because everything is really uncertain and unsure. Let's move on to the last paragraph of this article. In Mariupol, the local authorities and the government are trying to bury the dead in a mass grave. The last word we see here is grave. Its part of speech is a noun and its spellings are GRAVE. Its meaning is it is a type of cemetery where you bury all the dead people down in the ground. The city workers dug a hole which was somewhere 26 or 25 meters long at one of the city's oldest cemeteries and made a sign of cross as they pushed the bodies which were wrapped in either carpets, mats or bags. So that is all for today, and we will meet you tomorrow with a new article, its explanation and some of the new words. Till then, goodbye.